Ever wish there was a cheat sheet for personal growth? You know, some shortcut to just unlock your full potential?
Yeah.
Well, today we are going to dive into a system that might be just that.
Okay.
Daily journaling,
Right.
but not just any journaling.
Okay.
We're going deep on insights from Dickie Bush,
Mm-hmm.
and he's someone who's experimented with over 1,000 journaling prompts.
Wow. 1,000.
Yeah, he's really tested it all.
Wow.
And he's discovered, though, the power of sticking to a core set of questions.
Interesting.
So we'll unpack those for you today.
What's fascinating, though, about Bush's approach is its simplicity.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about elaborate rituals, lengthy entries.
Right.
He advocates for the basics, pen and paper.
Yeah.
Specifically, Muji pens and Leuchtturm 1917 notebooks. And short, focused answers to a handful of really powerful prompts.
This makes a lot of sense because you're much more likely to stick with a habit when it's really approachable. Like, I've abandoned countless journals, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because they felt too intimidating. Like, ugh.
It's about setting yourself up for success.
Right.
By removing the barriers to entry, you're more likely to make journaling a consistent practice.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to see real benefits.
And so instead of making it this big, overwhelming task, Bush breaks it down into a manageable routine.
Okay.
Starting with his morning kickstart.
I like it.
Just 5 prompts to answer in 5 minutes or less.
Okay, so what are they? What are the prompts?
Yeah, what are these magic prompts?
Yeah.
So what's interesting here is that these prompts aren't random.
Okay.
They're carefully chosen to cover key areas of personal growth.
I see.
So he starts with gratitude. What are you thankful for today?
Right.
And this is about tapping into, mindfulness right from the get-go.
Yes, start the day with a good mindset.
Exactly. And then to ignite that sense of purpose, he asks, what are you excited about today?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's about focusing on the positive, setting a motivating tone for the day.
Exactly. And to add a layer of kind of ethical awareness, he prompts you to identify a virtue you want to embody that day.
Oh, interesting.
Like it might be patience, kindness, courage. You know, by bringing this virtue to the forefront of your mind, you're more likely to act in alignment with your values throughout the day.
Yeah, almost like a guiding principle for the day.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
But let's be real, we all have things we'd rather avoid.
Truth.
And that's why Bush includes a prompt specifically for that.
Okay.
What is one thing you are actively trying to avoid today?
Ooh, interesting.
So this could be a distraction, a negative thought pattern, or even like a specific situation.
Right, right.
By acknowledging it up front, you're better equipped to navigate those challenges when they arrive.
It makes you more self-aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, to bring that laser focus to the day, he asks, what is the single most important task for you to accomplish today?
And by limiting it to just one task, you're forced to prioritize and cut through the noise of all those competing demands.
Right, so it's about identifying what truly moves the needle forward for your goals.
Exactly.
That sense of planning ahead, it really resonates. But there's one prompt Bush considers like a game changer.
Okay.
And it's all about identifying those roadblocks that are holding us back. And he calls it the bottleneck analysis.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the bottleneck analysis. This one is all about confronting those uncomfortable truths we often try to avoid.
Yeah, and he does it with just 2 powerful questions. What's the biggest obstacle standing between me and my next goal? And why am I avoiding tackling it today? It's like holding a mirror up to your own procrastination.
Precisely. And that's where the magic happens. You know, we often get so caught up in distractions, searching for that one magic solution.
Right.
But this prompt cuts through all the noise and forces you to confront the real issue head on.
You got to get real with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And speaking of getting real, the next prompt is all about taking stock of your life and figuring out what's working and what's not.
Okay.
Bush calls this the 80-20 life audit.
Okay.
And it's based on the idea that roughly 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts.
Right, the Pareto principle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about identifying that crucial 20% in various areas of your life.
Okay.
Think about your health, your relationships, your career, your hobbies, anything that contributes to your overall well-being. So how do you actually do this life audit thing? It sounds kind of intense.
It's simpler than it sounds.
Okay.
Start by making 2 lists.
Okay.
One for areas of your life where you're feeling satisfied, and another for areas where you're feeling dissatisfied.
Okay.
Don't hold back here. The more comprehensive your lists, the more insightful your analysis will be.
So really dig deep. I like it. What then?
Once you've got your list, look for patterns. Ask yourself, What are the 20% of habits, people beliefs, or even environments that seem to be driving 80% of your satisfaction or dissatisfaction?
Yeah.
For example, I used to wonder why I never seemed to have enough time for creative projects.
I feel that I'm always saying I want to write more, but then I end up scrolling through social media for an hour.
Exactly. And when I did this exercise, I realized I was spending 80% of my free time on activities that brought me very little joy.
Wow.
So I started consciously replacing some of those low-yield activities with things that actually energized and inspired me.
Like what? Give us some inspiration.
Well, for me, it was things like taking photography walks,
Yeah.
revisiting my love of pottery, even just spending more time in nature. Simple things,
Mm.
but they made a world of difference in my overall creativity and sense of fulfillment.
It's amazing how powerful those small shifts can be. And that brings us to our final prompt, which is all about the long game.
Okay.
Brooke calls it the compounding projection.
Okay.
And it's a powerful reminder that small, consistent actions can lead to huge results over time.
Like compound interest.
Exactly. Imagine fast forwarding a year. If you continued today's habits, where would you end up? Would you be satisfied with that outcome?
It's a powerful visualization technique.
It makes you think twice about spending an extra hour scrolling before bed or skipping that workout.
Exactly. It's about aligning your daily actions with your long-term aspirations.
Right.
Think about it this way. If you were to invest just $5 a day, it wouldn't seem like much in the moment.
Yeah.
But over time, with the right investment strategy, that small, consistent contribution could grow into something substantial.
Right.
Your habits work the same way.
It's like you're designing your future one small choice at a time. That's a powerful concept.
Absolutely. It highlights the incredible potential we all have to shape our lives through intentional action, however small those actions might seem.
So for our listeners out there who are, maybe ready to kind of up their journaling game, where do they even begin?
It starts with choosing a prompt that really resonates with you. You don't have to do them all at once. Even incorporating one or two of these questions into your daily routine can have a huge impact.
Yeah, don't let the simplicity fool you, These prompts, they pack a punch.
For sure.
And remember, it's not about writing a novel every day. Even short, focused answers, like we were talking about, they can spark incredible insights.
Exactly. The important thing is to be consistent. Make journaling a non-negotiable part of your day, even if it's just for a few minutes.
And don't be afraid to experiment. If a particular prompt isn't resonating, try a different one. The goal here is to find what works best for you and your own personal growth journey.
Couldn't agree more. It's about using these prompts as tools for self-discovery for growth.
We'll be sure to link to Dickie Bush's full Twitter thread in the show notes if you want to dive even deeper into his process. But before we wrap up today's deep dive, here's a final thought-provoking question for you to ponder. If you were to start your own daily journaling practice, what one question would you ask yourself every day, and why?
Ooh, now that's something worth reflecting on.
Thanks for joining us on another deep dive. Until next time.